If you have federal student loans, you haven't had to make a payment since March. Now that payment pause, also known as a forbearance, is interest-free through the end of the year. So you're not going to be adding to your debt this whole time. But just because you don't have to make a payment, doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Federal student loans are paused until 2021. Should you pay anyway? Before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. This applies only if you have federal student loans. If you have private student loans and you're going to have difficulty making payments, you need to contact your lender to find out what options are available. When it's okay to pause. If you've lost your job or are facing any kind of financial difficulty, take the payment pause. It can help free up cash to help pay for things like rent or groceries. In the meantime, you can make a plan to meet payments come January. We recommend contacting your servicer to enroll in an income-driven repayment plan. It'll set your payments at a portion of your income and extend repayment. And that means if your income is zero, your payments will also be zero. It's also not a good idea to make payments if you're seeking public service loan forgiveness. That's because every month of non-payments is going to count towards the 120 that are needed for forgiveness. If your finances are solid, you can still take advantage of this time to prioritize other money moves, like padding an emergency fund or paying off another debt, like a credit card. Let's talk about the benefits of continuing to pay. The advantage of the 0% interest is you're not going to be building any debt. So any payments you make right now will help you pay off your debt even faster and maybe even save you some money in the long run. You can use the calculator on our site to estimate how much you might be able to save. Keep in mind that any payments you make now will be applied first to any interest that accrued before March 13th, before it goes to the principal. Here's how to continue making your payments. If you do want to make a payment, you're going to have to contact your servicer. That's because your payments are in an automatic forbearance. If you run into any difficulty with your servicer, there's an article on our site that can provide guidance on how to deal with that. The last thing I want to talk about is should you refinance? You may have heard that refinancing rates are really low right now. But if you have federal student loans, you need to wait. That's because if you refinance, you're going to lose out on the current forbearance and any future relief. But if you have private student loans, refinancing can save you money in the long run. To sum it all up, federal student loan relief has been extended through the end of the year. So you have two options. You can continue making payments or take the pause. Both have financial benefits, so it'll really depend on your unique situation which one you choose. All right, that's it. I'm Helhoski, NerdWallet's resident student loan expert, and I paid off my student loans right before the pandemic hit. If you have any more questions, comment below and don't forget to subscribe.